Not sure why that happened, but we are good. So, I think we're late getting on YouTube and X, and that was user error there. But yeah,
That's
no,
cool.
Joe Batonio. I think you know, um, I think yeah, hearing his one conference kind of looked like he was getting a little emotional. So, I think very well that could be one negative to the game. Fannin got hurt in that game, and he also missed the last game of the year. So I didn't hear any. Did you hear anything of how serious it was? Actually, I don't think I've heard anything.
I haven't heard anything either. So I imagine it's not too bad if we're not hearing anything.
Right. Hopefully not. But anyway, and I saw this little nugget I thought was interesting. Brown's record over the last 8 games against Pittsburgh is 6 home games, I should say, 6-1-1 with 4 straight home wins against the Steelers. So there's that little nugget.
Good.
Good for you. I love your saying.
Good for you. Good for me. Good for everybody.
There you go. And finally, the last thing about that I will say is I thought it was really cool, but Bryce Dunlop, he's the young man that donated his liver to Bernie Kosar. They had his mom, Kim. She ended up doing the guitar smashing for that last game, which I thought was really cool. So there's nice. A picture of her smashing that. So
that's cool.
Yeah. But anyway, so that was the week before. I will say real quick, from our show, the Christmas special show with Lou and Roger, Lou and Roger all predicted a Browns victory, and you 3 were right. I did not. I thought we were going to lose. I think we were all pretty close in the score, and I think we're all pretty close to the actual score too. But good for you. Again, another one. Good for you. You picked a winner again, Johnny. I hope you laid some bets down.
That and a nickel, and I maybe could get a cup of coffee.
There you go.
I don't know.
All right, we'll just jump forward to the other big news, exciting, I thought, was what a way to end the season, huh? We went to Cincy, and we beat the Bengals. Ended the season on a high note, I guess, huh? 20-18. What do you got for us with that one?
I love this, Steve. It was to finish the season with 2 strong wins, and let's not forget they almost beat Buffalo also the week before, so they were playing really well.
Yeah, they really have.
Last week, the Browns won 20-18. And let's talk a minute real quick about Andre Schmidt, the kicker for the Browns. He was 2 for 2 on field goals, 2 for 2 on extra points, scored 8 of Cleveland's 20 points. And Steve with a walk-off 49-yarder as time expired. And that kind of redeemed himself from week 1.
What a full circle, huh?
Full circle when he missed that game-winning field goal against the Bengals.
And how crazy it's both were against the same team. Cincy, everybody, think he was kind of the scapegoat. He was the reason we lost. What was it? An extra point and a field goal he missed. Mm-hmm. And I don't have the numbers in front of me, but that kid was lights out the rest of the year. So
he's been playing really good for the Browns after that first game.
Yeah. Now, I don't want to jinx anything. We got our kicker of the future because I thought that with Hopkins 2 years ago. And I think there's a couple other kickers. I was like, hey, I think we finally found one. So, let's give him a couple years, but you got to be encouraged, I guess, with how he finished the season and how he did all season. So let's hope, right?
Yeah, for sure.
There you go.
We also had a couple big defensive plays last Sunday.
Yeah, they did.
Devin Bush with the interception.
Who we just said got defensive player of the week.
Yeah. There he is with the Marshawn Lynch going into the end zone, holding his crotch.
What did you think of that celebration, by the way?
Well, you know what? So when Devin Bush jumped in the end zone and grabbed his crotch, I was like, okay, it was cool. Like it was a big play. But then all of a sudden you're like, shit, we gotta kick from further back now. So I didn't like it at that point. And then when Sam Webb did the same damn thing, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Is that not remarkable?
Does this coach not have control of his team?
Now, I don't get, maybe but why was that a penalty? I thought they had to taunt somebody, point at somebody. I mean, he went in and jumped in the air backwards. I've seen people do the somersaults. Why was that specifically a penalty? Do you know?
I have no idea. I guess he taunted the whole team by turning around. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't either. Hey, Bobby, what's going on? Thanks for joining the show today. Yeah, I don't get that at all. But yeah, like you said, Sam Webb goes and does the same damn thing. Luckily, neither one of it didn't hurt us, but I don't get it. I'm all for doing a little celebration, I guess. You know, it's how it is. I think sometimes I get a little too carried away, but there was the Sam Webb with his fumble recovery, scoop and score, which again was.
It was what?
That was the one with him scooping and scoring there.
Oh yeah, off of that was fumble.
So what was it? 2 touchdowns. They had 12 of the points of the 20 points.
Yeah, 3 takeaways, 2 interceptions, and a forced fumble.
Bobby Brown. Ever get the feeling someone is watching? God, from your lips to God's ears, Bobby. I hope a lot of people start watching this show so we could go global and make big money. So I appreciate you. And this is Thanks, Base King. What's up? What's up, Base? So yeah, that's 2 exciting scores on the defensive side. What else happened in that game?
There was one major thing that happened, Steve.
What was that?
You know what it is? Jurassic Myles Garrett broke the sack record. Amazing. And I did not think he was going to get it, Steve. The way they were chipping him and double teaming him, I didn't think there was a chance. But, man, he is a beast.
Yeah. Got some great photos of that one. Actually, I found like 3 photos consecutive. I'd love to get credit where I saw it from. I forget who it was. They got when he was about to. Did you? At first, I thought, oh wow, did he just kind of lay down for him?
Yeah.
And then, but like you said, he had nowhere to go. I think he tried to step up and just couldn't.
No. Yes. At first, I'm like, he just kind of went down, but no, there was nowhere. There was nowhere for him.
Which, and I give Joe Burrow credit. He's like, I'm not. He didn't just like try and lay down or whatever. In fact, there was that play. Was it just before when Myles was chasing him? You may not have seen it.
Oh, yeah. When he was running and he looked behind him.
I thought he was going to get him there, but I agree with you. I think at one point, I kind of was doubting too. I'm like, is he going to get this? Are they just everybody's hell bent on keeping him from getting it? But glad to see. What's that?
The good thing is that Joe Burrow is not a bitch like Aaron Rodgers, so he wasn't worried about giving up the sack. Right.
I totally agree with that. Couldn't have said it any better. And good for Myles, man. That was well deserved.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to believe. I've seen online where people are like, "Oh, this guy did it in this many snaps. Oh no, it was this." At the end of the day, it's a season stat. Nobody bitches about when, OJ's 2,000 yards in a season got broke when he was only playing 12 games.
Right. Yeah, 12 games.
I mean, it is. This is the season.
It is what it is.
Yeah. No, Bobby, I think our Base King said, who's your least favorite team? My least favorite is probably Pittsburgh. Who's yours, John?
Boy, I really hate the Steelers too. I hate Baltimore too. Baltimore,
yeah, they're pretty close.
1A, 1B.
There you go.
Who's Bobby's?
I don't know. Like the Bob. No, it's Base King.
Maybe. Base King. Okay, my bad. I'd like to know.
No, I'm so yeah, it was nice to see Myles get that and break the record. He did that. What? Everybody thought maybe it would happen early in the game. And it turned out, being down at what was it, 5-6 minutes left in the game or something?
Yeah. It was getting it was getting a little dicey there.
Yeah. It really was.
Getting back to Joe Burrow, and I'll tell you what, the Browns defense just impresses me because they own Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Burrow had 2 interceptions. They had a strip fumble too from the tight end. They just couldn't seem to get anything going. And even without Denzel Ward being there, I feel like this defense just shuts people down.
Well, that was mind-blowing. Actually, they lost Campbell and Ward later in that game, which I think, did Campbell come back at some point?
I thought he did.
Yeah, I thought they said that he was coming back. Oh, Base King, that's funny.
What'd he say? I can't see it. I don't know.
Yeah, we got to get that fixed. But Base King said he's a Steelers fan, but he respects Myles. Well, if we're being honest, and just between the 3 of us, Base King, because I don't think anybody else is watching, I do dislike the Steelers, and that's just since I was a kid. But I will admit, as I got older, I respect their organization. I respect the Rooneys and how they run a franchise. So that I will say that I do respect their organization.
Oh, without question, probably, I don't know, top 5 best run NFL franchises in history.
Oh,
I mean, they've just been consistent. And Steve, we've said before, sometimes we're joking, like, why can't we just be Steeler fans? They win all the time.
I don't know why my parents they settled in Cleveland. I mean, hell, if they even would have made it down to Youngstown, that's such a neutral Browns Steelers area, you know.
My grandparents were from the Pennsylvania area, coal mining area, and they came to Cleveland for work. But man,
what's up, Alexandra? Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I think my wife's family is from PA, but I have no ties. My family, for whatever reason, settled in Ohio and
cursed us.
Right. I hate hearing about back in the day, how great you read all the stuff, everything about Cleveland. Oh, back in the 60s, we were like the 5th biggest city, booming industry, this, that. And well, since I've been around, we've kind of gone down, and it's back up though.
It's coming back.
I do love Cleveland. You know?
So do I.
Anyway, yeah, no, that Burrow's something about him. We
own him.
Yeah.
We own Joe Burrow.
And that's a shock. You know, he gave out some weird vibes a few weeks ago about looking like he just wasn't having fun.
Yeah.
I almost started thinking like a la Andrew Luck or somebody, you know, all the greats that have kind of like retired early. You think he's seriously thinking about maybe ending it sooner rather than later, or no? You think it's just something else?
I don't know. I'm not sure. It's kind of strange. I feel like he's still going to keep playing, but if I was a Bengals fan, I'd be a little concerned. Like, my quarterback really doesn't seem like he's into this.
Right. No, I would agree. It's a little bit of a red flag. I mean, you know, in one regard, if you're a Browns fan, you're probably like, hey, go ahead and retire. But I actually like to watch him play. So I'd like to see him stick around. Besides, with our success against them, it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so those are the big 2 highlights. You know, end the season 5-12. You know, probably cost us but based on what everybody else did, had we lost those 2, you would have been sitting with that number 1 pick this year because everything fell that way for the Browns. But you know what? I'm good where we're at. We'll get to it later, but we are 6. So, you know, that was exciting. And, you know, before we go any further, John, I think we're going to take a quick break for our sponsor. So we will be right back. And thanks for coming back again. Again, we want to thank our sponsor, Hemisphere Coffee Roasters. They're based out of Mechanicsburg, Ohio. You can find them at hemispherecoffeeroasters.com. And as they like to say, we shake the hand of the coffee farmer. So thank them for being a sponsor, and give a shout out to them. Give them a try if you haven't had them before. But all right, my friend,
yes.
I think there's some other big news going. Well, you know what? We're going to get that in a little bit. We're going to have a little bit of fun here.
Okay.
For those that can watch.
Killing me.
You what?
The anticipation's killing me.
Well, this little part here, this is what we like to call therapy, our therapy session. There's a couple little things I thought were pretty cool. For those that are listening to us live, you're not going to get the full spectrum of it, but I saw some pretty cool. I thought the Browns put out a pretty cool. That was a Myles Garrett poster of him once he got the sack record. I thought that was kind of cool. The big one was, as we said, 23 sacks, that new NFL record. You think he could possibly beat that again, or even do better? Or you think? What do you think?
I do. I think he could lead. I think he could break his own record.
Do you?
I do. I think he's that kind of player. He just wants to get better and better.
Yeah, I could see that. The biggest thing for Myles this year, which is, he's had a few of the years, he was healthy pretty much for that whole season, which that was big, because in years past, he seemed, if he didn't miss a game, you could tell he was really struggling to get after it. So the fact that he was able to stay healthy was a huge thing for him. And, you need a little bit of luck sometimes, to stay healthy and do what he did. But man, is that guy a force. I've never seen anybody get off the ball as quick as him. This was one of my favorites, him sitting on the throne. New single season sack record. Beware of the dogs. That was on Fox. I thought that was pretty cool. And one final thing with that, they had a chart that I saw, which was interesting. They had the quarterbacks, Myles Garrett's path to history. So, and this goes straight in order of the games. He sacked Burrow 2 times in week 1. Can you see that, John?
I can. It's a little small because I don't have 2 screens. I only have 1 screen.
Okay. It's Burrow twice, Lamar Jackson 1.5 times, Jordan Love a half a sack, Tua he did 1. The big Drake May 5 times was sacked. Justin Fields 1 time. Back to Lamar Jackson, he sacked him 4 times, which that's incredible considering how athletic he is. Geno Smith 3 times. Brock Purdy got him once, Cam Ward once, Caleb Williams 1.5, Josh Allen that half sack, and then of course the last one was Burrow with 1. So there were his breakdown. Base King had another. You going to the draft and say, yeah,
you know what? I just saw that pop up. That actually sounds like fun.
Yeah. We are not going, although being so close, we had it here. Was that the COVID year or the year after 21? And we had ours, and there's been talk about us getting it again sooner because it wasn't like a full blown what they've been able to do since. But Base King, are you going to go? It's going to be in your backyard. So we have to see. And our buddy Chris Cantor, nothing great at number 1 to pick, really need it. Any pick in the top 15 probably has almost the same value if you get what you really need.
Yeah. That's why I wasn't upset about the Browns not getting the number 1 pick. I'd rather get the wins.
Well, and I think it depends how you feel. If you're a Shedeur Sanders believer and supporter and want to see him as your quarterback, I think you're happy. If you're sitting at 1, I don't know how you don't take one of those quarterbacks. I'm not 100% sold on them, to be honest, but I mean, I don't know.
Hey, two quick things, Steve, getting back to the Myles Garrett. I don't know if you've been driving around town on the freeways. Have you seen the Myles Garrett billboards?
I did. I saw one. Well, at least one of them I did on the east side.
Yeah, they've got a couple over here on the west side. Then the other thing, and so Bruce Smith is all-time NFL sack king with 200, I believe.
Yep, 200.
Myles Garrett is, I think, 120? He has 125 or something. He's like 70, 75
Yeah,
off.
somewhere around there.
I think he needs like the next 4. If he plays 4 more years, I think he has to like average around 15 sacks a year. You think he can do that? Play 4 more years at this level?
I mean, if this defense stays intact, I think he's ahead of those guys at by the time he was 30. I think he's at a better pace. Our buddy Chris made a point. Myles on a team that has led in the second half could crush his own record. I would agree.
Oh, wow. Yeah, think about that.
So if this offense ever comes around, I do. Do you think he could?
I do. I really do.
I ain't putting nothing past the man.
No.
No, not at all. So, the other big news, and this kind of ties into talking about, where the draft would have went, but the big news, this actually came out yesterday. I remember hearing Carnell Tate made it official for everybody. I'm kind of in that camp. And that is way too small on our screen, so I'm not going to read all that, but Tate announced that he will be going pro. And so I know a lot of people love to see him with that 6th pick. What about you?
I've been saying Carnell Tate for about a month and a half now. That's the guy I want.
Do you?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be disappointed. I do worry, Ohio State's had that unbelievable streak of these receivers, especially over the last 3, 4, 5 years. Is he going to be the one that's not quite as good? Well,
that's a possibility with the Browns.
The kid looks good. I mean,
Yeah,
I would not be disappointed at all. So, that would be exciting. But other thing to wrap up our little therapy session here a little bit for a few things was this one. You say I always kind of find some stuff. This one blew my mind. Did you realize, John, that during the season, the New York Jets went the whole season without 1 defensive interception?
How's that even possible in the NFL?
I mean, look at our games. How many times did Sanders or one of our quarterbacks tipped off his hands and goes right to the defender,
right.
Like a fluke thing? Ball gets batted, deflected, flies up in the air, and somebody grabs it. I mean, they're the only team in NFL history without an interception. I didn't ever think that would ever be possible, especially with a 17-game schedule.
Yeah, getting back to the length of a schedule.
Right?
Man, 17 games without an interception, that's wild.
That may never be broken.
I agree. That's a tough record to break.
Yeah, it was. Another little side note. Did you see, the big news we're going to talk about here in just a minute, but the big news that happened Monday morning, the dreaded Monday morning, was Stefanski did get fired. But I did see this that day that Wyatt Teller's wife, Carly Teller, I think it was on Instagram or something. She had made an interesting little comment. She said, "You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes." That was at 9:08 on January 5th, which was shortly after Stefanski was let go. So I don't know if you read anything into that.
Oh, I'm reading a lot into that for sure. I mean, everything with them benching Wyatt Teller. They bench Wyatt Teller because he's not performing well, but nobody else on the team gets benched.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, I don't think he was good this year, but you're right. To single him out, he's the least of our.
Yeah, he's the lead. I mean, even Wyatt Teller not being great is better than what we had out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't see him coming back because I think, was this the last year of his deal?
Yeah, he's a free agent, but with a new coach, you never know.
That is, there's something to be said about that. So I would agree. So that leads us into our next big thing. So as we kind of just mentioned briefly, so Monday morning rolls around. I was stunned, to be honest. Not that it happened, but so early. The big news coming out first thing Monday morning, I think it was right about 9 a.m., was Kevin Stefanski. After 6 years, the Browns let him go. What do you think about that, John?
For me, it was I was glad it happened. I thought it had to happen. I've always been a big Stefanski supporter, but he's really lost my faith, my trust the last year or so, hearing all these different stories that are coming out. I guess the thing that bothers me most about it is that Jimmy Haslam kept Andrew Berry. That to me, I'm hoping that Andrew Berry gets fired after the draft. And they just have him here right now. But these guys are a package deal, Stefanski and Berry.
Obviously, they weren't. I think everybody thought that going into it. But let's not forget, technically, Stefanski was hired before Berry. So, I thought that too.
And I am willing to give Berry another little chance right now because he did have a good draft. And I know one draft doesn't make or break you. But I some interesting things with Paul DePodesta being gone. Was this last draft Andrew Berry and with complete control and being able to make the picks that he wanted to really make? Because if that's the case and he's taking the analytics out of it and going off after football players, let's see what he does this year.
That's a great point. I didn't think about that, but now, I mean, before it was you would always say everything's a collaborated effort and stuff. Well, now you got Stefanski gone. DePodesta's gone. Yeah, there's going to be other people with him, but the only one left standing after all this smoke clears is Berry. So I guess you'll find out hopefully next year or, in a year how good he is.
And I want to be wrong.
Yeah.
I hope I'm 100% wrong that Andrew Berry has another draft this year just like last year. Because if you can build on this last year with another draft class like that, in 2 years, you're going to have a really good team.
Yeah. And I know not every GM, I thought I heard something like if you hit 30-40% of the time, you're punching your ticket to the Hall of Fame. So we'll have to be one of our upcoming shows here in the off season. We'll have to go back and look at some of the drafts, his 6 drafts he's done or whatever since 20?
Yeah, they're bad.
Yeah, there's some mixed ones. He hit on a few, but granted, he didn't have the 3 first-round picks. He's made some good trades, though. I think some of the receiver trades in the past he made.
Let's talk a little bit about that press conference that Jimmy Haslam had when he was talking about after he announced that Kevin Stefanski's going to be let go. And then he kind of gave Andrew Berry a
Bring it. How do you say that, John? How do you say that right there?
What am I looking at? Where?
The
Rang the Bandera?
Yeah.
Rang it. It's so small, my screen. I don't know.
Rangith Bandera. What's up, Rangith? I probably butchered it, but
boy, he or she could really confuse us. Not easy, not hard to do though.
Nope.
No, but I was going to say about the whole Andrew. He gave Andrew Berry some praise on what he had done this year, and I felt that was really just. I know what he was trying to do, but it came off like, I don't know, like he's trying to build up Andrew Berry for shit that should never have happened anyways. Like his first thing
you talking about Haslam?
Yes, Jimmy Haslam, when he was talking about Andrew Berry after he fired Kevin Stefanski, he said,
okay,
oh, well, we found our kicker of the future with Andre Schmidt. Well, they just signed Dustin Hopkins to a 3-year, $15 million contract the year before. And that was Andrew Berry. So he thought he had the guy then, signed him to a contract. Now there's dead cap space because Dustin Hopkins isn't on the team anymore.
Two things with that. I listened to the Haslam thing when it was live. Two things about that. I thought it was overall a pretty quick press conference for the magnitude of what happened. I think that was less than 15 minutes, 12, 13 minutes. And I think they did it in the hallway area. It wasn't even their media room. It was just set up in like the one main area. And that man kept saying, okay. We know the fans aren't happy. Okay.
Okay.
And
yeah.
We know. Okay.
And he kept saying that, we're drafting good players and good people.
I think
what do you mean good people? Dude, we've had some guys with some issues on this team. So I don't want that's kind of baloney too. Like a lot of stuff that Jimmy Haslam says is just to me is just word salad. I don't know. It's just blah blah blah.
He seemed to take some offense that when somebody made about being dysfunctional, he kind of seemed to get a little fired up there. I pulled up. Go ahead.
Because they are dysfunctional. He doesn't want to admit it.
I did pull up the Haslam thing. Do you want me to read all that or no?
Nah, that's okay.
Yeah, we know what happened. Basically, I thought it was interesting. Andrew will immediately begin a thorough process to find an outstanding new head coach and leader of our football team. So we shall see.
I know. And one last thing I want to say, I've got more, but I just, for right now, I could go on for hours. But he said that, Andrew Berry made a great trade in getting Tyson Campbell here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but he drafted Greg Newsome. Mm-hmm. So if Greg Newsome was good, we wouldn't have to trade for Tyson Campbell. Like, I don't know. Like, everything that Jimmy Haslam said made no sense because there's a reason why things that happened. I don't know. Anyways, I
would agree. I know Barry made his statement, his press conference. I give him credit. They talked to him for a little while. He answered. He was a lot more forthcoming than I guess what I was expecting. So, I know they were pretty good friends. He said they'll still continue to be friends. Hey, nothing away. I was torn on Stefanski. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a bottom line business. You had 4 out of 6 losing seasons. You had two playoff appearances, which is good. I don't really care about that coach of the year. There's a lot of good coaches that never won coach of the year. To think he's upper echelon, I don't. But what a full circle. I mean, John, can you go back and remember back in 2020, his first year, as the season was going on?
Yeah.
By the end of the season, making the playoffs, how we felt. I mean, I thought when we had our quarterback of the future with Baker, he had that phenomenal year. Stefanski led us to the playoffs. We're like, we finally have turned the corner.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. But at the end, he was 45 and 56, 1-2 in playoff games. Everybody likes to point out the one playoff win he wasn't there for. That's when the COVID against the Steelers. In 6 seasons, I mean, he did some good, but at the end of the day, 4 out of 6 seasons. I mean, the other big news, we'll get to it. John Harbaugh fired after 18 seasons, and he only had 3 losing seasons. 2 of them were 8 and, just barely under 500. So, wish him the best. I mean, I already heard he had an interview going. Was that today with with the Giants? He's going to get looks. I mean, he does have some decent qualities. Maybe a change of scenery would be good for him. Who knows? But
he leaves as the 4th all-time winningest coach in Browns history.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I think that's
45 wins. Ritigliano has 47. Blanton Collier has 76. And then the great Paul Brown has 158.
I mean, that's insane that through our history that just speaks about longevity. I mean, he's one of the few guys that's even had 6 years or longer here. So it's kind of sad, but is what it is.
And I give Haslam credit for sticking with him for 6 years.
Yeah.
Because I felt that even before we hired him, you've got to give a coach at least 5 years here.
Yeah, I would agree.
So,
we've had too many quick one and done or a couple years and done. So, we did have some stability. What do you think? I think you may have touched on it. What are your thoughts again about Barry? Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, let's see what he can do. I'm not a big Andrew Barry fan. I'm hoping he can change me. I'm open to change, Steve. Give me a good product, get some good players in here, and I'll praise you.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I think he has done some good, but the rumblings I kept hearing was there was a good chance he may be moving up in the front office to a higher position. But now I think he's got more control than he's ever had with DePodesta gone and where they're at. I mean, this is his team. So the question is, was Barry really Stefanski's boss, or were they equals?
That's a good question. He didn't hire him. Supposed to be his boss. It sounds like they always want to say they collaborated on everything, but as you and I talked, last night or whatever, with our little group chat with our buddies, when I was saying the culture has changed here, you were like, well, he didn't know about Flacco getting traded. There are some things he didn't know, so I don't know. And the way that Barry came across in his press conference about Kevin saying that, well, he just didn't meet. I'm paraphrasing, but basically, well, he didn't meet the criteria of what we were looking for, like kind of like an employee that wasn't doing their job really. And I was kind of like, well, wait, Andrew, I thought you were on the same level with Kevin. Now you're talking like you were his boss, so it was a little strange. Well, he did, and again, I'll probably paraphrase this too. I thought he was giving a story. They were talking to him during that press conference, and he talked about a story about his kids. I forget exactly how he said his kids, and had to tell him that, hey, Kevin's not going to be. He was fired, not going to be on our team anymore. And I forget. Now I forget what they said. Is he still going to come over? Is he still whatever? And so it sounds like they had a pretty good relationship. So who knows? But I think it fell apart this year. Yeah. Well, with the whole Flacco thing. For me, wasn't kind of expected him to be fired this year. The bombshell for me was last night. In fact, my wife and I were at our boat club. I was having dinner. It was Hero. They do a special every night. And last night was our chef at the restaurant at our place. He does gyros, which is one of my favorites. And as I was sitting there, we had the big screens all on and stuff. I look up and I'm like, what? John Harbaugh was let go yesterday. Mutually parted ways. That blew my mind. Blows my mind too. From what I'm hearing and what's been reported, it sounds like it was sounds like they wanted him maybe to change up some stuff, specifically the offensive coordinator, who was Monk, who actually Todd Monken. Yeah. That's been reported. He's actually going to be interviewing here for the Cleveland spot. And I just saw before we went on, Tommy Reese is interviewing Thursday. I haven't heard about Schwartz yet. Tommy Reese is interviewing for the head coaching position. That's crazy. He's supposedly is highly regarded in, Yeah, that's true. That's true. College and pros. I'd be interested to see him. I mean, he did some good things, I think, with the team, what he had to work with. Schwartz, I would expect to get that too. And there's a guy to Seattle. I think it was, their defensive coordinator? Yeah. I think he's from London. All I heard was something about him being the first London or England-born
person that'll be a coordinator, I'm like, okay, that scares me. But
that would make that Browns fan Paul Brown happy.
right. But I gotta be. I was asked before, and I didn't know if I really had a favorite or who I liked. I'm not a big Mike McCarthy fan for here, but you asked me today. John Harbaugh's the guy I would love to have in a heartbeat. I just don't know if it'll happen. What do you think?
I'm the same way. I would love to have John Harbaugh here. I think if I was Jimmy Haslam, I'd give him a blank check and tell him to fill it out.
Right.
And tell me exactly what you want. If he wants control of the team, whatever he wants. But I don't think that's going to happen though. When
I know his brother Jim Harbaugh said before, and John had brought it up before in the past, his mom's from Ohio. I think both his parents were from Ohio. The mom closer to the Cleveland area, where the father, I think, was it Mansfield or somewhere else, or maybe I got it backwards. I know they're both from Ohio. They're both big time Browns fans. In fact, I think the story went that after their wedding or something, didn't they next day go to a Browns game or something, if I remember correctly?
Maybe because his wife is from here also, correct?
Yeah. So and they were both actually Browns fans. So I mean, in that regard, how phenomenal for him could it be to come to Cleveland, a team your parents grew up loving and that you guys supposedly were fans of, take over as head coach and lead them to the promised land. I mean, they'll build statues. There'll be songs after him. I mean, the list is endless about what Harbaugh would mean to this city if he could come here and do that.
But I feel that he's not going to because he doesn't want to play Baltimore twice a year.
Well, it'd be interesting to see how he feels. Was it truly mutual? Is he pissed off? I did hear one report that's slightly alarming. I just saw this last night too. It was reported, I don't know if it's true, that the locker room, that he had lost the locker room. Lamar wasn't happy with him, and some other players weren't happy with him. So
he had been there for 18 years. Maybe it's like just ran its course.
Yeah. I mean, but if you ask me now, if I have to pick my candidate right now, my favorite candidate would be John Harbaugh, no question. And I thought our colleague Steve Gill pointed out, maybe not, I guess because I was like, well, I'd love to keep our defense intact, and that specifically means keeping Schwartz as our defensive coordinator if he doesn't become a head coach with us or somebody else. I would think that having a guy of John Harbaugh's stature might be okay, a easier pill for him to swallow. Like, okay, I see why maybe I didn't get this job and I could work with this guy, than maybe a Tommy Reese, getting hired. Be like, are you kidding me? This guy was here 1 year and he's now my boss,
Yeah. Right.
So, but our buddy Steve Gill, I guess, I don't know the exact story, but he said something about those two got into it, Schwartz and Harbaugh, or had a disagree, something. So he's not so sure he would, if he were to take this job, that means Schwartz could be a possibility.
Wasn't that Jim though, or not John?
I don't know.
I thought it was Jim Harbaugh had an issue with him.
Very well. Maybe he got his guys mixed up. So I know a lot of people are like talking Raiders could be a shot for him, but does he want to play his brother 2 times in a year? But then
I think, and I remember because when Jim was when Jim was coming back to the NFL, there was speculation. Mm-hmm. He didn't want to play John. Maybe that was a while ago, but they didn't want to play each other twice a year.
Well, there's something about Jim. There was some rumors going around about Jim and with the Browns hiring him. Remember when he?
Yeah.
So I think I would agree. Do they want to play in the same conference and have to go against each other?
Probably not.
I don't think so. So a lot of people think the Giants would be the perfect spot in the front runner. Do you think?
It is New York. It's the capital, the media capital of the world.
But the people like that. I don't know if Harbaugh strikes me as a guy that wants to be in front of the media like that. You got Dart, but is he all that great? I mean, that's you just drafted him. They have a few pieces, but to be honest, and what's that?
I was saying, who's to say he doesn't want to just not play or not coach this year anyways? He might take a year off and go to the studio.
Well, my sources have told me, i.e., I saw it online, I believe, or no, maybe it was Schefter.
My source, Adam Schefter.
Yeah, my buddy, my good confidant. There was a report I saw out there that he's reached out to some of his existing staff and let it be known he wants to coach again next year. So I don't know. it'll be interesting to see. I don't think the Giants are a slam dunk. The Raiders, I don't know. Well, again, he'd be in the conference with his brother then. So
right. So I don't see that happening.
So who knows? I do know that it's pretty widely regarded that Baltimore is now. You don't see an organization like that with good leadership. A good team, a star quarterback. These openings don't pop up. So I'm curious to see who's going to be their next head coach. If I'm being honest.
Oh, and I thought of this last night. After I took a hit off my bong, I was thinking, this is the opportunities ripe for the taking for the Browns. Mm-hmm. The division's not that great this year. Right. Now you might have Tomlin out if they lose the playoff game. You can have Harbaugh out. Cincinnati's still – we own Cincinnati. Like, if we could get this right, Steve, the Browns could be set up for a nice little run here over the next couple of years, but they got to get it right.
I agree. That's what's so frustrating about this year. I thought maybe I was naive. Obviously, we weren't as good as I thought maybe we were going to be. But to see how this division as a whole struggled after, prior to this, most people thought this was the most dominant, competitive division in all of football. And to see how it was there for us, if we just had a halfway decent offense to go with that stellar defense, we should be in the playoffs right now. Instead, it's Aaron Rodgers, 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers in the Steelers again. So,
yeah.
Pretty remarkable. Oh, well. And that's all I got to say about that. So,
okay, Forrest.
We are going to move on to, we got it's our new, it used to be called Jaguar Watch, but talking about the team, we now have officially labeled it the watch for number, it's not even the watch for number one. We got to change that, John. I realized we're no longer watching for number one.
Well, I guess now it's just called this is where you're at pick.
I just realized that. So anyway, we're going to talk a little bit about the watch for number one and where, as of right now. Now, the Jackson one, that will change based on playoffs. But if the season ended today, what's the latest update on our picks?
So if the playoffs ended and the Jags got beat, we would be currently picking number 28th with that Jaguars pick.
Okay.
So it could go all the way up to 32 if they win the Super Bowl. And I don't know how low it can go. I don't know if it can go much lower than 28th.
Oh, I think it would have to if they get bounced out because they had a better, they had a better record. So if they get bounced out earlier, then I would think it could go down. But yeah. And
it's not looking good. But hey, like I've been saying, it keeps us interested in the draft the whole night.
Well, how many games are there this weekend? Is it 6?
Probably. I know there's that the Bears play Saturday night, and then is there a Saturday afternoon game too?
There's only 2 teams that get a bye week, right? There's 12 teams in the playoffs, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Or no, 14 teams. There's 7 in each division. So, all right, man, geez. 7 teams make the playoffs in each division. And you got the bye week for so there's 6 games this week. So if Jacksonville are they playing? Is it Buffalo?
Buffalo.
See, Buffalo is my pick to win the Super Bowl. There's a good chance these guys might lose. So if they're one of the first 6 teams to bounce out, then all of a sudden that pick goes from 28 to
20.
Well, I don't think it'll be nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly as low as 24. Or high as 24 is my guess, unless somebody else with a better record were to also lose. So
let's go Buffalo.
Right. You're right.
Let's go Bills.
Come on, Buffalo. So there we go. As of right now, we are locked in, and our own pick is what again?
We're 6th, and that's locked in.
I'm okay with that. I know we won the last
like it.
Years past. We were guilty. Oh, lose. Let's get the higher draft pick. Again, I might be wrong. I'm not thrilled with it. I'm not a big Mendoza fan. Moore, I don't think he's ready. And the kid from Alabama just announced he's coming out. I don't like any of them.
Nah.
I'd rather build the offensive line and receivers. So I'm okay with them picking 6th.
I'm with you 100% on that.
There you go. So
I think winning with this young team was more important than a draft pick.
Yeah. I agree. So, all right, I'm going to move on to one of my favorite segments, and that's called The Land. That's where we usually feature, talk about a place. Usually it's a place we've eaten at, food place, or somewhere. Basically, it's all about Cleveland.
Yeah.
So, and once again, Johnny, you will take the lead on this as you are the man. You get out. You know what I realized? You get out way more than I do. And most of the time, my wife and I, we go to our boat club a lot. We hang out.
What I was gonna say. You have your boat club. They got the restaurant up there. Like you got
That's
friends
true.
up there. Why go anywhere else?
All right. Where'd you go this week? What are we featuring?
Landmark Smokehouse on 11637 Clifton Boulevard, right at the border of Cleveland and Lakewood.
That's just a few blocks from where my dad used to live.
Yeah, right over there. So I went there Saturday. I took my sister and her husband there. My sister did a lot of work cleaning up our old house, cleaning it, getting it ready while we were moving. So
John, refresh my memory. If you get off the freeway, if you're coming like Edgewater and you're shooting down Clifton, is that on the left side?
Yeah,
of where one's, and then Sunoco or Shell's right across from it. Correct. There used to be another restaurant there back in the day. I remember eating in there, like a diner type place.
It was called. It's on the other side of the street now. It moved.
Oh, just moved. Okay. God, I can't remember. I ate there a few times. Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. It was a diner, Clifton Diner. It's a Clifton Diner. That's the name.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where that's at. Okay. They resurfaced that building. They redid that building.
Oh yeah, it's real nice inside. They did a great job. It's been there for a couple of years now.
Okay, looks classy from the outside. What'd you get?
I got the pork belly BLT.
Ooh,
glazed pork belly, romaine mixed greens, tomato, sourdough, and remoulade.
Oh, that looks. I'm not gonna lie, man. That looks killer,
dude. It was the best BLT I've ever had. The pork belly. Way better than having bacon, because bacon, it could either be too hard or it could be too soft. It pulls. Right. Pork belly just kind of melts in your mouth. Fantastic sandwich.
Have you ever bought pork belly on your own and done stuff with it or no?
No, have you?
No, I was just going to say, I know Costco you can buy it, and of course down at the West Side Market. Well, I've always been afraid. I got to admit, I'm seeing that makes me want to go try it and do it myself.
I know, and it's relatively inexpensive too, like at the West Side Market, and I've always thought, because you could buy that big slab of it,
right?
But I've always I don't know what to do with it.
I guess I was always worried that it's just going to be real fatty. If it's too much fat, it grosses me out. So that looks phenomenal. And you had another picture you had sent me of the sandwich. That looks, I would crush it. I probably, looking at it from there, I'd probably crush two of those.
I could have crushed two of them. So after we went that night, I was at home and matter of fact, I was watching the Steelers Ravens game, and I was like, man, I could go for another one of those sandwiches.
I should have got one to go for later.
Exactly. So damn good.
I almost did that last night with the gyro they had. I mean, it was $10, and it was good. I've tried making it before, a hero. Costco, you can buy the meat already, and then they got the tzatziki sauce, and I think I went to Aldi and got it, but that looks pretty good. We're gonna have to, next time I'm on that side of, that's right. So, and I should have shouted this out sooner, and I apologize. I'm gonna take this off the screen. Everybody knew from the past that you are officially moved into your new house.
Yes.
And for those that don't know, it was your wife's mother's house, and the added benefit, we are both season ticket holders. We tentatively have a place to park, because where do you live now?
I'm about a half mile away from where they're going to build the new stadium. So I'm walking distance.
Either that, or we're gonna have to set up parking there and charge for parking or something. Maybe you'll host a tailgate with parking and tailgating at your house. Make it
we'll tailgate before the tailgate. I'm sure my neighbors would love that.
Congratulations! I see the new office you're in, which is a lot more classy. Before I know you had some brown stuff behind you. That looks all classy and
well, that's
nice.
Me and my wife are sharing this office, and I don't know, just because we're just kind of crammed in wherever. We got boxes all over, and so I don't know. Maybe I'll stay here. We'll see what happens. I don't mind it. I'm a little classy, Do
you want to give your wife a shout out what she does or no?
She's an author. She writes books.
You want to tell the name so people can go buy those books and get you?
Oh God, there's so many. There's over 100 books. I don't know.
Does she go by just the one name, or she got multiple names?
She goes by Erin McCarthy.
Okay, there you go, folks. Erin McCarthy, one of the best local Cleveland authors you ever. She did do that Cleveland series where she based it off like West 25th or Cleveland spots.
Yeah. It was a mystery, a Cleveland mystery that she wrote, because she usually writes romance. Well, she wrote romance for long years and years, and then it kind of got, you can only write about having sex so many ways, so many times. So then she branched out. She did some mystery. She still does like young adult books and stuff like that. So
there you go. I keep waiting.
That's why the office looks so nice.
Right? No, it looks classy. So good for you. No, I was gonna say I keep waiting for her to write that next 50 Shades of Grey or Twilight or something, and be like, what happened to John? He's gone. He's off on an island somewhere. We'll never hear from him again. Well, that place looked amazing. So there's somewhere man, you picked some good spots, man. So far, everywhere you've been to that we've posted on this show, you really haven't had a bad experience yet, have you?
No, I really haven't. And I want to talk about real quick. I know it's 1:00. We're closing in on the end of the show. I want to talk about this great calzone controversy going on in my head.
What's this?
I'm the only one sharing this controversy, but I'll share it with you too.
Okay.
So, as you remember, a couple of weeks ago, I talked about the sauced wood-fired pizza calzone that I had over on Lorraine Road.
Yes.
So then the other day, I'm like, because I said, "Oh, that's my new number one," and then I'm like, because Dina's Pizza and Roman Fountain are my next two favorite calzones. Well, I got a Roman Fountain calzone last week, and Steve, it might be better. I don't even know now. It was really damn good. It may be better than sauce. I feel like I got to buy like 5 or 6 calzones and just have a taste off.
You know what we need to do? I mean, at least the end of the season for the Browns is upon us, and we got to come up with stuff over the next weeks. I'd like to consider myself kind of that pizza connoisseur. If I had to eat, I would eat pizza 7 days a week if I could, if my body would allow it, and my wife and my health. But we're gonna have to. You know what? We're going to have to try that one time. Go pick out your top 3 or something. We'll buy them, and then we're just going to sit down and have them side by side and
see which one is really the best.
That would be awesome. So now you don't know.
Now I'm confused, because like I thought that the sauce was the best, and then I had Roman Fountain for the first time probably in a year or two, and I'm like, damn, this is really good.
Wow. I never heard. What are the 3? All right, I know sauce. And Roman Fountain?
Yeah, Roman Fountain is in Lakewood. About you know where Mary Art's bar is?
Yeah.
It's right next to Mary Art's.
Detroit, almost right. Yeah.
By Drug
actually,
Mart.
We used to play softball behind there. Yeah, the old Drug Mart.
Kaufman Field.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's there. And then Dina's Pizza was over on Memphis near Ridge.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really good too. So I think maybe we do have to have an off-season.
Too bad you didn't say something. I was just over in that general area. Was it Monday? I did an appraisal over there, so I wish I would have known that. Maybe would have made a pit stop next time though. Now and I know.
Dina's definitely. I heard Ken Carmen talking about he went to Dina's after the Steelers game.
Really?
Like, the boy went to Dina's.
All right. Well, there you go for the land segment there. We've got our There's a Gleam. It's an award-winning segment here.
Yes.
And this is all you, so you take it away.
Okay. There's the Gleam Award time. All right. First off, the dog of the week. Given to the player who went full alpha. Big hits, big plays, big energy. Someone who clearly woke up and chose violence. Steve, probably for the 3rd week in a row, we've given this to Myles Garrett. And he's probably our dog of the year, I'd have to say.
Yeah.
Hey, we should do a year-end award. All right, anyway, I go back now. All right, here we go. The Spark Plug Award. What's that?
There he is, right there, Myles Garrett.
Yep.
Man, what a specimen.
I'd kick his ass. Not really. All right, the Spark Plug Award goes to the player who single play flipped the energy of the entire game. Kickoff return, sack, interception, big 3rd down grab, whatever lit the fuse. We're going with Devin Bush's 93-yard interception return for a touchdown. And like we said earlier, Steve, Devin Bush has been playing really great for the Browns.
Yeah, I don't know I know I'm sure with some of the guys leaving and restructuring contracts, we're probably going to have a little bit more money. We're not in complete salary cap hellhole, but I think Devin Bush played his way into a monster contract, and I don't know if we can afford to keep him. I'd love to keep him. Can you imagine real quick, Bush, Swessinger, and if JOK could possibly make it back, that linebacking core?
Well, what's Devin Bush's contract situation?
I thought this was the last year he's done. I thought he's a free agent. Am I wrong? If anybody out there knows and wants to comment, let us know. But I could have swore he was a free agent.
That's a bummer. All right, the clutch collar for the player who came through when it mattered most. Late drive, key field goal, crucial third down stop, ice in the veins required. And we're giving this to Sam Webb for the scoop and score of tight end Noah Fant's fumble. So
can't argue with that. Two of the biggest plays of the game. And specifically, go back on Bush. That was a game-changing play because they were about to score. I thought they were going to score a touchdown against us.
Yeah.
And for him to pick that off and do that, that was big. But a great play by Sam Webb, too.
Yeah. The dog pound workhorse for the grinder who did all the dirty work. Tough yards, key blocks, relentless hustle. Not flashy, just pure lunch pail football. Steve, this is going to Joe Bitonio. Joel,
only fitting.
Yep. I mean, talk about the tough guy, the dirty work. That's Joe. He's been doing it for what, 9th all-time games played? That's amazing.
Yeah, I saw that little nugget. He just passed Jim Houston and Dick Shafrath before that. Yeah, but 9th all-time in games played by a Brown.
Yeah, so he's definitely getting the dog pound workhorse for a great career for Joe.
Yeah. Quick side note, I had to look it up real quick. And Devin Bush was a 1-year, $3.25 million contract with the Browns that he signed. They re-signed him. So, yeah, he's going to be making a lot more than 3.25, I think.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I hope we can keep him.
Yeah, but no, you can't argue Joe Bitonio. I think he's probably, this was it. Love to see him back maybe one more year. But like Joe Thomas, I thought I've been hearing with him, it's a struggle for him all week, to get ready to play. So, it might be time to move on.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what Zach Zinter looks like. I was excited when we drafted him a couple years ago. I mean, if Zinter didn't get hurt from Michigan against Ohio State, there's a good chance he could have been a 1st or 2nd round pick. So, and then we made the trade with the guy Jenkins that we got. Was it from Chicago that we signed?
Yeah.
He kind of took over for Teller. So, kind of curious to see what these guys can do. So, maybe it's just time.
Yeah, it might be.
And you got one more award, I believe.
Last award for the year. There's a Gleam Award. And Steve, I think this is only fitting. It's awarded to the moment driver player that gave fans genuine hope. Okay, maybe we're actually cooking here moment. And
who's that?
It is our kicker, Andre Schmidt. They got the win. We got a kicker, and coming full circle from the miss against the Bengals in week 1 to a game-winning field goal in week 17. Andre Schmidt.
2 things about that. I think the players picked him up too on their shoulders after the game. I remember seeing a picture. I thought I had that here, but I did get another picture. He was awarded one of the game balls by Stefanski. I remember during that, I happened to be on X and stuff, checking things out. And they were saying after that game that locker room was probably the loudest they had ever heard it, with celebrating and stuff. I mean, and you had the big win. Maybe Stefanski, maybe they knew after that game that, the writing this was it for all, them. And of course, Garrett getting a, game ball. But Schmidt got the game ball. I 100% agree with all of those awards given out this week. I think all just and all deserving.
Good.
Not that it matters. I mean, you already did it. Now, but no, I don't have a problem with that. I think you did good with that. So, all right, my friend. Well, I actually got worried. We kind of glossed over some stuff quick because I know time and stuff. You do have a day job that you have to go to, but wrapping things up, I got a couple little things here. No predictions this week. This is usually our closing comments and predictions, but we're at the end of the line. I did have one I wanted to I'll post this up first. At the end of the day, we did go to 2 playoffs while he was coach. So I saw they posted that. Thank you, Stefanski. So for that, he did give us a little bit of excitement. A good guy. Everything I've heard seems to be a generally good guy, but thanks, but time to go on. But the one image I wanted to end with to cap off our season I thought was really cool was the guys picking up Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
And carrying him off the field. So there's the picture. It's slowly coming up of him raising him up. That's a big man to be lifting up, but
that's it. And that's a great picture too.
That is an awesome picture. Actually, that's something I would maybe frame.
I know. I agree.
But anyway, again, next week, I think we should be back again next week live, 12 o'clock, same time, same bat channel. I think next week, John, we're going to do our player grades and possibly talk and see if we got a new head coach at that point. Is that right?
Sounds good. Yeah.
All right. Well, again, appreciate everybody joining us. Please remember to like, follow, share, subscribe, spread the word. If you're not already, follow the Fanatical Elves Network. We're part of the Fans First Network. We're on X, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. A lot of great shows. And again, thanks for joining us. And typically we like to sign off with Go Browns.
Go Browns.